He's a daddy, but where's the one for me? Rich or poor, I don't care who. If he hasn't got $1,000,000, then a half will do.
Hi, this is Mary.
Hi, this is Buso.
And this is The Art of Finding a Daddy. Today we are going to be talking about what you're doing while you're in a relationship. So you found your proverbial daddy, and we need to discuss a bit about what both sides need to do to make sure the relationship still's popping, still fun, still respectful, still enjoyable. Some things that girls and guys do written or knowingly and unknowingly once they are in a monogamous relationship.
Yeah.
I'm curious, Buso.
And keeping people on backup if he's not your daddy. How about if you think he's a daddy and then he turns out not to be one?
I love how you dodged it, because you started with while on backup, but then you said when they're not in a relationship, because you don't want to fight. But I got you. So you started on that. You brought up the topic. Explain the backup.
Backup. Okay, like when I think of backup, I think of Michelle and what's her name? Carrie Wilson? Carrie Hudson?
It's flying over my head. Just go on. I'm sorry.
Kelly Rowland.
Because
they sang backup for Beyonce. Back up for me. Back up. Back up.
Pew, 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 shots.
Okay, I don't know why I'm singing Aaliyah. But say my name.
Hey.
Okay.
Let me drop a beat, sorry.
That's what I always say to daddy. Anyway. Okay. So, keeping people on backup. That kind of means, like, you're in a relationship. Kind of. Like, you're talking, right? You're not like, he's not fully committed to you. You're not fully committed to him. But you're kind of working towards that commitment aspect.
Okay.
That's like the first part of like backup prior to you entering a relationship. Okay. And you can keep people on backup. But for me, it's really difficult for me to do that or to keep talking to multiple people at the same time because I don't like to be distracted. And it kind of distracts me. I can't do it in that sense. But if it's somebody that you like and you're just going to try to be in a relationship with the person that you're currently like talking in talks to, the person on backup, you can keep him as a friend if that's what you want. If you think that the conversation is something, but he met you at a time when you were already with another guy who's potentially daddy. So yeah.
Okay, so I want to just run it back. All right, so I understand what you're saying about when you're not in it. You might be working on something. You're talking for a while. Everyone's already like, oh, just get together already. Like, you're in that kind of talking stage, but y'all are still not exclusive. I got you. I think it's a good idea. I don't think that's bad at all to be talking to multiple people but I'm gonna get you. When you guys are both single, it might feel like y'all are pretty close to sealing the deal, but I think it's still fine because
there's no stamp on it yet.
Yeah, there's no stamp on it. You guys are both, for all intents and purposes, single. Because, that's the way I see it. But, because then you can get in bad situations where, like, okay, let's say you are only talking to one guy. That's not a bad thing. I'm not saying you have to go find some troll under the garden.
And you get someone pregnant. Oh, my God.
No, not even that. Stop. No, I'm not saying you have to find some, like, garden troll to, like, just say you 6'9". Stop. I'm waving this little thing at you. Stop. I'm not saying you have to like just pick a random guy just to be like feel like you're popping and like you're texting more than one at the same time. If you're cool, you're cool. But it's generally a good idea so that you don't put all your eggs in one basket. So let's say you're like gushing about this one person. You think they're awesome. They're great. They're awesome.
That's why God created ovaries, because you have them in 2 baskets. Anyways.
Where's that from?
I just created that.
I like it. But yeah, I guess analogy aside, it's a good idea, because that way if the person, what if like you're let's say you've been single for a minute and you're projecting so much onto this person, you think they're so great, and then by the time you lock it down, you're like, or you're already bragging about this person to your family. Y'all have had maybe 2 conversations. Like, that's a bad look.
Oily and looks good.
That's what I'm saying. I'm with you there. Now what I'm not with you, as far as maintaining friendship. If this person, this backup person, all right, whatever, we're gonna say side dish, all right. I'm not saying
he's a friend though.
He's a friend though. If
you didn't, okay, so the next part would be when you formally enter a relationship.
Yes.
And then these people come out from the woodworks and they'd be like, "Hey, what's good, ma? What's good with you? Hey, you wanna, kick it with me this weekend? La la la. Stay up, be posted."
Oh, I'm gonna let you. You're going on a tangent. I'm gonna let you.
They'll be like, "Yeah, you wanna come chill, come kick it with me and the boys, me and the crew, we gonna dance." You at that point you can tell him, "Yeah, you're cool, Will, but I'm just naming some random people."
But what?
But yeah, but I'm in a relationship, and we can be friends with that asterisk. We can be friends. Okay, we can be really friends. You can keep it platonic friends. And it'll probably work out. If you're friends with somebody, you can keep getting to know that person, but you don't have to feel pressure to reveal more to them than you would to like a partner. But you can still be close to that person. That person can also bring you happiness and joy like Mary does.
We're talking about opposite gender. Don't try to make this no. So here's my thing with that. Obviously, if they're just a good person, they should in theory be able to be friends with you. But here's the thing, right? This is what I mean by true backup. And I think guys will resonate with this feeling more. Maybe girls, they do this on purpose or not on purpose, whatever. But here's what we're going to fight on.
Drumroll, please.
This guy, he started off as a friend. You know what? Your man don't let you have friends? Like, he started as a friend. He got to know you and you got comfortable. He
on his couch.
However that may manifest, okay? And then over the course of you getting to know each other, you got a man. So you're like, well, I can't be... there are some things, ladies, they do. Okay, well, I can't just be on the phone with you till late because
we're just friends.
We are friends. Or or I have to put you down a level. But here's the thing. If you offer to a guy, let's just be friends, most of them take that as like a slap to the face. And especially if you
not African men, they take it as, okay, that means I'll try harder.
No, well, excluding those men, most will just take that to a slap in the face. It's like, really, is that what we're doing now?
Friend zone.
So like you want me to give you the same attention like when we were talking, when I was interested in you, whether that be for lustful or non-lustful reasons, but you have a whole man. Like, why would I do that? And I have observed most of the time when I've gotten in a situation where like, okay, well, I have a man now. It's just that the relationship, whatever great solid friendship it was there, naturally falls apart.
Not always. I mean, guys don't like to be second. Nobody likes to be second. In fact, I don't like to be picked second. I like to be always picked first because I feel like I'm important. Like, I'm the shit. So you should pick me first. Okay? Guys don't like to be picked second. Okay? They have egos. Come on. Guys are pompous.
But you know that they have egos, yet you're throwing them friendship like it's their life raft. Like, well, we can be friends. And they're like, if
guys
you don't
do
get
that
out
to
of
girls.
here.
They do that to girls, and they'll break up with girls and be like, yeah, we can still be friends. But you're good.
Well, they be lying. Yeah, okay, fine. Both sides be lying, but I think this is a little bit more specific to girls, where they'll have guys, a guy or guys, whatever. They know they like them. All right. They've already said, I like you. Okay, I can't. We be friends. Okay, we'll be friends. This guy is doing the pretense of being friends. He's doing all this nice, cutesy stuff that a little bit more than your typical friend. They get in your coffee. They know your order better than your man knows your order.
Anyway.
Whatever. It doesn't have to even be like necessarily crossing the physical line. But you know they like you. And you are giving them just enough attention that they are still texting you at a regular interval. But then when you feel like things get spicy, like... boy, stop, I got a man. Like, but you are letting them have enough attention to be in your face, but not so much. So whenever things get a little bit too close,
but guys do the same thing. Those are called fuckboys.
Those are called.
Yeah, guys do that, but Girls do that too. Stop playing games and just be honest. Be straight.
There
with
we
these
go.
guys.
Let's just do that.
Just do that.
If you don't want to be friends, you don't offer. Let's be friends.
Let's be friends. That's bullshit in my eyes. If we're not really chill, if we're not like, you know, cool on a personal level, I don't just want to be friends with you just because we could have once been something. You're the one that may have gotten away. I don't know that.
Yeah.
I think being faithful to somebody and being able to be in a relationship with that one person, that's the most important thing to me. And yeah, keeping a backup is mostly for people who are afraid of commitment and they're afraid that the person that they're with might hurt them, and they feel like they have to keep a backup so that if that falls through, then they'll have somebody else. But you can't live your life like that. If you live your life like that, you'll never really know love. You'll never really live because you're so afraid for you not to be hurt that for you to even experience love, you're gonna have to be afraid, because being able to love somebody, being able to experience love, it brings anxiety. It's scary because you're trusting your heart to somebody else. And yes, you will experience heartbreak. Everybody experiences heartbreak at some point in their life. It's not just dealing with somebody, a significant other. You know, your friend could cause you heartbreak. Your family member could cause you a heartbreak. But in this instance, we're talking about a significant other, and if they cause you heartbreak, then it's okay. You can find out that this person maybe isn't the person for you, or it could be you're finding out that this is what this person does, and you find out if you can deal with those same if you can deal with this person's weakness that caused you heartbreak, if you can deal with it, or if you can't, or next time maybe you'll grow tougher skin. It's all depending on that, because the people who you love the most are the people who cause you heartbreak. And you know, I've had my heart broken several times in my life, but it doesn't mean that I don't believe in the idea of love, or I don't believe that love doesn't come without hurt, because it does come with hurt. And I'm still gonna put myself out there, because I know at the end of the day that someday, somewhere, that I will find love, because I still have hope, you know, and hope can bring a lot of changes in this world. And what I was saying about love doesn't come without hurt. For example, when a man and a wife consummate their marriage.
Whoa, okay, go on.
There is pain when they consummate their marriage, because he is opening her, and there is pain that is shed, and blood shed too, when they are together, because he loves her. Out of the point that he loves her, he wants to show her love, but first there has to be pain, then he can show her love. Another example is when kids are born. When they're born, to bring a child into this world, you have to experience pain. And once you experience pain, then the child can feel love, and you can love the child. It's such a powerful process.
I don't know what to say. I don't think there's anything I can say to follow that up. Just kind of the summary of everything you've just been saying is that it's gonna come with pain at one way or another, whether you have people on backup, whether you don't. But I think what I'm getting from you is the message is to encourage women to not avoid love, avoid their chances at love, by being so guarded, by feeling like they need to have 15,000 people or whatever. I know that's a stupid made up number. People on backup if they already know, okay, well, this, because I think most girls, like, you have like maybe one, maybe two, if you have, let's say you're talking to multiple people that you really like. Everyone else is kind of just like, they're kind of interesting.
He gets me free food.
I will not say anything on that. Or like, oh, he meets this need, or like, oh, he's kind of sweet. Like, but typically it's down to like one or two like that serious contenders, and you don't need to maintain 15 other people just because you're scared, especially if you feel like there's someone that's going to be good. I think we're just saying it's a general good idea to not be so invested in one person before you're even at a committed relationship. That's what having other people, talking to other people, like truly being single and dating, that's what that is. It doesn't mean I mean, if you find that great person on that first date and you hop, awesome, but a lot of times you can get caught up in whirlwind romances. But
yeah, because you could get caught up in infatuation. You have to vet somebody before the fact that you're gonna be like, okay, this is the person for me. How do you know that's the person for you? You know, you haven't spent enough time with that person. You haven't seen them at their worst. You need to understand, and at the same time, we talked about this in our first video, about how you don't need to settle. We will never advise you to ever settle for somebody who does not fit your idea, and who does not honor who you are as an individual, and who does not accept your morals or your values. So yes, it is still possible. I'm going to contradict myself. It is still possible if you're in a relationship with somebody who isn't a daddy and they don't respect your morals. They don't want to help you achieve your goals and your dreams. You could, you know, oftentimes just be sitting there and waiting, which is not a good thing. You know, sitting there and waiting for him to break it up because you don't want to be the bad guy. You know,
Chun-Li.
Forget that. And in fact, you know what you need to do is you need to break it up yourself. Be your own boss. Women have so much power, and they need to harness that power. And, you know, don't wait for him to break it up. Break it up on your own. Once you're free, you can find yourself, and then later on you can find the guy that is meant for you, or the person or that is meant for you. You know, you don't need to settle for somebody else. And there are a lot of people who are married to people that they settled for. They're not their dream person. You know, I don't believe that you should settle for somebody who isn't your dream. Isn't your dream come true? You know, I want my knight in shining armor, that the person that I've been waiting for my whole life. That's who I want to be with. You know, and even dating, just, you don't want to date somebody who you can't see yourself with. What's the point of dating somebody who you can't see yourself with within the next month? You know.
Okay.
That's my own opinion. Okay.
Again, you take all the good lines. I don't. Chun-Li, I had to sneak that in there. I was like, okay, I was trying to make you crack up a little bit, make you like the bad guy. I think you got most of it. I know we got a little bit sidetracked. It seems like we definitely focused more on the backup part than what to do while in a relationship. We kind of touched on it, where it's like,
oh yeah, we can definitely go into that. Okay, yeah. While in a relationship, what you need to do, you know, still go out on dates.
Yes.
Still, like, keep trying to woo him and let him keep trying to woo you. You guys are equally in a partnership, but don't keep it boring. Don't keep it plastic. Ugh. You know, once in a while, surprise him. Get him something that he's talked about maybe in the beginning of your, depending on how long you guys have been together. Get him something maybe from the early days. Surprise him. Like, I know I used to date this guy, and he liked hats. He liked PlayStation, and he liked FIFA a lot. So for his birthday, I got him a FIFA themed cake. And he really, really liked that. And I got it like decorated with like FIFA logo and stuff. And like, you know, I'd buy him hats. Like all these different types of hats because he loved hats. So I got him different types of hats because that's something that he liked. And I'm not saying I bought it out of being excessive. I just bought it out of something just like a surprise. Like he wasn't expecting it. Like, oh, he did well in his exam. Okay. Well, I got him a little prize, or he was working on something. And I felt like, oh, okay, maybe I can get him a little surprise. Sometimes it would be a hat. Sometimes it would be a cookie. Sometimes it would be a really nice written note. Just like little things. The little things to me really, really matter. You know, the million little things like the show. Those things really matter more than the huge grand gestures. Because
that's me. That's me.
To me, that's what matters. And I'm not a materialistic person. You know, I like things that function, things that go well. I'm not into I'm a very simple person. So I'm not a high maintenance person. And I probably sound like I'm a high maintenance person on this, but I'm really a really low key, chill person. Mary's high maintenance though.
Oh wow, we're gonna fight. But no, you're not coming across as high maintenance. But yeah, the little things, it just shows that you remember stuff, like the surprise on their face when it's like, wow, like I mentioned this 2 months ago. I was saving up personally to buy this thing, but you got it anyway. Like that, it means a lot. I'm definitely with you as far as keeping the relationship alive. I have definitely been in a scenario too where things, they start to slip up. People get a little bit too comfortable. They've worked so hard to woo you, and they feel like, well, that was in the past, or I got you, so why? What's the point? Yeah. So that's not fun, and that's how it dies, and that's how the girl keeps someone on backup. Let me stop. And you wonder why she's talking about Brad at work all the time. Let me stop.
Wow. Ouch.
That's bad. Don't do that.
Sorry, Brad.
Sorry, Brad. Sorry. What was the made-up guy? Bob, who's the boyfriend? We're bad for him in this scenario.
Yeah, I feel bad for him too. So yeah, finding out what someone likes and just, you know, keeping that spice in your life, and doing things together, like going on trips. If that means you guys want to go on trips, it could be a day trip. It doesn't have to be overnight. You know, I'm not you know, I live a life that is different from a lot of people my age. So I don't really advocate for certain things. And as we go on, you guys will understand what I mean by that. But if that means you want to go on a day trip, you know, you can do a day trip. If it means an overnight trip, you can do an overnight trip. Just, you know, set your boundaries, and, you know, those are important, and make sure that all parties are respected on that line.
That's good. What do we do about, we touched on this a bit with the backup thing, but that was a very, very specific example. How do you approach topics of jealousy and trust and boundaries when it comes to your partner engaging with the opposite sex? Are they supposed to wear a blanket so that they don't look at other men? How do we, or women? We're not. No, but you know what I mean. Are they just supposed to well, if it's of the opposite gender, it is evil, or is it oh, do what you want? I'm not gonna ask no questions. Is this the third night in a row you've come back at 1 a.m.? Whatever. How do you navigate that line when your relationship? You don't want to be necessarily, I don't say boring, because just because you party or not party doesn't make you boring or not boring. But you don't want to be just.
You can be a boring partier anyway.
True, but you don't want to necessarily be sitting on your hands while life is passing you by. But you also have to respect your relationship. What is your way of kind of going about that? Because there are a lot of things that girls and guys do subtly, that they do to kind of let people know, even without having to say that they are.
Ooh, Mary, this is a juicy topic. I'm thinking about insecurities. Check it out on our next video. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for
Yeah, time is getting pretty close.
Yeah. Guys.
I'll have to watch the next one. Oh no.
Oh no. Thank you for listening to The Art of Finding a Daddy. I'm Buso.
I'm Mary.
And thank you.